Are you prepared for the particular shift in consciousness to where we move from a brain mentality civilization to a heart mentality civilization? Find out more in this episode of Intuitive Messages. Hello, I'm Brad Johnson, and welcome to this final episode of Intuitive Messages, in where we look on the heart mind. So as a civilization, everything that we know, everything that we have adapted to, everything that we have learned, everything that we have experienced, has all been based through the construct, in the majority, of a brain-orientated civilization. From everything we know to how we feel life may be in the modern mainstream, to how we are educated, to how we are brought up, to how we exist and coexist with every other organism on this planet, to how we treat each other, to how the mentality of discovering what we are more. But much of it has been looked at backwards. The brain mind itself would be considered to be that of the true paranormal. It would be that of the abnormal mentality. This is not to go to say that the brain itself is something that doesn't deserve to exist. It's not something that needs to be got rid of. But we've simply been thinking with the incorrect type of instrument throughout our body. The true way of knowledge, the true way of true coexistence, the true nature of true education, the true nature of coexisting with every single living thing on this planet, originates with the mentality of the heart mind. For those who may not realize, we have truly been functioning in a reverse polarity. We have been functioning through the brain mind. And you can find more information about this by looking at a particular book called The Heart's Code. In The Heart's Code, there is much documented forms of material in it that talks about how the brain itself truly differs from our true form of enlightenment, our source itself, which is the heart mind. The heart mind, when you get into that particular construct, when you dive into the decision of orientating your life around the heart mind, this is where you truly attain the true nature of what you are. The brain cannot do this. Now, why is the heart mind so much more stronger in the idea of a connection closer to the source rather than the brain mind? Well, the brain mind was simply designed to perceive. It is the logic epicenter. It has the perception ability. It in no shape, way, or form has the guidance necessary to bring you into where you want to go and live an abundant, happy, positive life. The brain is not capable of doing that. So basically what has happened is that we have lived in the mentality of focusing our life based on how to live by the brain. And the brain can't do this. It is not a device to receive true higher knowledge. This is the heart mind's job. The heart is the receiving point to consciousness. It is the instrument that truly connects us, that truly receives all of the information, the knowledge of all that is within itself, to where all that information is brought up and perceived into the physical brain, to where we live out this reality, to where we live out this entire existence. So what are the faults of the physical brain mind? Well, all you have to do is look at how mainstream civilization responds. All you have to do is look at the mentality of the masses of how they respond to new forms of learning. with closed-mindedness, with irrational forms of skepticism, with defense and ridicule and insult, to where it's not about, no, you can't say that, you can't do this, because this is truly the way to go. My mind is truly intelligent. I'm very high up there in the IQ points, and I'm very smart. So my method has to work. Yours sucks. This is the example modification of the type of construct that has been created through this particular civilization, through this life. Is that when things bother you, is that when other forms of information, other events that come into your life are created to truly get you annoyed, or get you in fear, or get you in anger, or to respond in hate, or to keep a closed mind, keeping all the doors closed. This is the mentality of the brain mind. The heart mind is the complete opposite of all of these feelings. The main cause to much of the heart disease, heart-orientated ailments that cause fatalities, I guess you could say, that cause fatalities, aren't always caused by cholesterol intake or drug intake or anything like that. It all has to do with vibration. The majority of the cases that involve heart disease, and again, this is documented, you can find it in the Heart's Code book, that heart disease is caused by brain abuse on the heart, because the heart is not being allowed to function. It's the whole idea that the brain's in charge, it has to do everything. It's the main epicenter of everything that we are. It's the brain. This is how our reality is. But what research now is starting to discover that the heart truly holds the ability for telepathy, that the heart truly brings in true emotion, that the heart itself is the knowledge center, that this is where all of the information, everything that you need truly exists within here. For those who wish to pursue channeling, it all comes from the heart. It never comes from the mind. For those who could try and give the ego a physical form, you could find much of its origin in here, never in here. So what if we were to change everything around? What if just from the start, you who are watching this video right now, for one day, started to listen to your heart more and more? Rather than listening to the nitpicky, critical, skeptical, closed-minded brain, why not listen to the open-hearted, unconditional love of your heart-mind? How is this done? Meditation, again, is a great conduit for this. For when you enter meditation and you focus purely on your heart, and you focus on the mentality of living a day through the heart, to compare what is truly the more natural path for you to take. This is the heart. Because the heart is without that form of closed-minded, bland skepticism. It is without that negativity. It is the true feeling center. It is the telepathic center. There are many cases of heart transplant patients who have actually received a donor heart and are actually able to access memories from that donor. And again, this is of course documented in the Heart's Code, and you also find more information on this online, is to look up heart donor experiences. What kind of experiences did they go through? What kind of cellular memory was brought into their bodies with this new donor heart? That's something to look at. So looking at the heart-mind is truly what is the direction to where we're going in the new phase of life. The old paradigms of everything thinking that science itself simply has to endure everything, knowing that we're all separate, nothing's together, everything's just at one place at once, everything's not all everywhere at the same time, and that we are simply this flesh and bone body and nothing else. That's becoming the greatest fad now. Where we're going as a civilization is a heart-orientated civilization. So again, the trick here really is to get into that meditation state. And just by looking into your own heart, focusing onto your own heart, and discovering exactly what you feel through that, and comparing to what you feel with a brain-orientated method that you may be living throughout day to day, compare each of them, and find out what truly is the more benefit for you. Because your heart is always talking to you. It's just that you have to grow the proverbial ears to hear it, to listen to it, as it is communicating with you, as it can truly teach you knowledge beyond any form of brain-orientated understanding, that it truly is the vessel, the conduit to greater consciousness. Focus on the heart and feel it. Feel its vibration. Feel its love. Again, there is so much out there that can truly tell you that the heart is the true mind within ourselves. This is where we're going. This is going to be the pinnacle of new evolution, is when we focus more on the heart. When we're not so down about how things are happening around the world, when we're so transfixed on how somebody has hurt us, or how lonely we feel, or how other forms of emotional imbalances are getting to us day to day. Do you understand that you can heal all of that just by accessing your heart? That you can completely alleviate, heal all of the imbalances that are contained within you that the brain has produced. Come into the heart, because it is the true you. It is the true conduit to what you truly are. It is the true mind. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Brad Johnson. Take care of yourselves. Namaste.